Hey y'all, welcome to Unison League. Today we're not gonna really do an event. We're just gonna go over gears. I was asked to talk about my favorite gears in the game, so I'm gonna just go over my favorite monsters, favorite defensive armor, favorite headgear, and also favorite weapons. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing really going on. We got the wind altar, wind crystal altar, with wind advantage to set all your wind weapons and wind monsters. Your armor and helmet doesn't have to be wind, but your weapons and your monsters do need to be wind. So that way you can maximize your points. Our tournament just ended last week. You're still not able to watch any of this because AT, the newest trap spawn, is elemental spawn, which features a lot of corrupt stuff. And yeah, it's a trap spawn. I did the 15 gem spawn. Let me show you what I got. I got this awesome-tastic snow crystal relic. Yeet. So yeah, it's kind of a trap spawn. So anyways, so let's go over our gears. Let's go ahead and go over favorite monsters. Change our filter to total. All right. My favorite monster currently to play with for a while has been Ariel. She was my favorite to play with because of the elemental field she gives. It's super OP. There's other elemental fields coming out, which is, but she's still better than most of them, but they're kind of getting up there where they're kind of counteracting her field, where people prefer these other fields. But in the end, her field is still the best one in the game currently right now. I don't use her as much as usual because all she does give you is hero and that field, and I personally am not all about that hero mode anymore. Hero mode is still pretty cool, but I am all about the blessing mode. So right now, Cecilia is my favorite monster to spam. Not all the time, but I do like to use her because that blessing. What's cool about blessing is it gives you all the defensiveness of a hero except for that double stat, so you're not as tanky, but you do have cooldown reduction, which makes your abilities cooldown dramatically lower. For instance, let's say Ancient Spell has a cooldown of 10 seconds. At 10 seconds turning to 6 seconds. Wait, hold on, that's not 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Then 10 seconds gets reduced by 20%, so it goes down to 6 seconds. That 6 does extra 4-second cooldown reduction is very important when it comes to smashing the crystal in guild battle or trying to regain your uni from Unison. Trying to regain your uni in quest runs. So Cecilia is really OP when it comes to that. Also, she gives everyone res. She gives you 50 cost, and she's pretty good. I like her. She's one of my favorite monsters to use. Another favorite I have going on right now is Leviathan. She is a hero monster, and what she does, she gives Piercer to the whole team. The Piercer mode is still not the greatest Siegfried's Piercer mode, because he increases your I can't even say the freaking word, dude. Accuracy rate. He increases it by 20%, which is really important for mage, especially when it comes to Starburst. You want that Starburst to hit as many as possible. Same if you're a DPS cleric, throwing out that Plague of Light. That way it makes Siegfried better than Leviathan, but she does give you res, and he does not. He gives you barriers, but so, I like, after Cecilia, I like the Leviathan. Then after Leviathan, we like Siegfried. Now, he is ranked lower than Leviathan, in my opinion, because she gives you rest. But what makes him OP is that he gives you 2 damage nulls. So, after you use Siegfried, you can immediately spam your ancient spell if you're a mage. That means you're not going to miss. There's a high chance a monster that when it attacks you, it's not going to hit you more than 2 times. So those 2 nulls is very important, which means your attacks that has a chance to miss will not miss at all. So Siegfried, OP, 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 yeah, and that one makes him really cool. So after the Siegfried, I like the Frigga, because she's the most expensive monster I ever spawned for. But she's also pretty good. Her field, which is collapse, which increases the ability power taken by the opponent by 30%, which means your attack can do 30 basis points more than they normally would. It's a great field for questing and a great field in GVG. The only downside is that she is pure. She gets frenzy. If she would have gave a better buff besides frenzy, she'd be probably ranked number 1. If she got blessing, she'd definitely be the best monster in the game at the moment. But right now she has frenzy, which kind of lowered her rank. So anyways, she gives 25 cost to everybody, increases HP by 100%, reduces enemies healing by 40%, which is part of the collapse field. She does 100% confuses the opponent, but it's not the triple stack like Odin is. It's just a 1 stack. So anyways, so that's Frigga. She does a lot of OP damage. So yeah. So after Frigga, so right now we're looking at Cecilia, Leviathan. Then we got the Siegfried, and then we got the Frigga. Now another monster I do like a lot. I do like Meline, because she gets blessing and she does 2 hits that ignore defense. And I also like Ibaraki Doji. Is that how you pronounce Biarki? Biarki Doji. I do like her because this is a different type of priority monster. She's a what do they call it? Let's look. I forgot what they called it in the game. They called something. Was it deprioritize, I guess, where she goes last on your team. So you throw her, she's gonna be the last unit that goes off for your side. Now, if you're in Guild battle, which is weird because it didn't work. So you're in Guild battle and both teams are able to get off uni. Your side goes first if you win, then the other side, your side. So anyways, if your team wins in Guild battle, all the unis will go off, and there's anyone left on the other side, their uni will go off, and then if you're alive, she will go off. So she's the very last monster that will go off in Unison. So anyway, she's a great monster when it comes to countering the other team. She karmas everything, strips them of all the kinds of stuff. Pretty OP, as long as you're able to survive that uni damage. So she's one of my other favorite monsters to use. Just for guild battle purposes, I like using her. But for questing, not so much. So she's a fun monster to use, but she's not one of my favorites. Same for Meline, she's a fun monster to use, but not one of my favorites. So after Siegfried, we're gonna look toward these lower stat monsters. What do I like? Maybe that's it. All the other ones are like meh. They're for crunch purposes only. For instance, Heimdall, he's for increasing nulls, percent rates, and guild in questing. I don't like to use him a lot. Mani, she's a clutch monster for questing also. I don't use her for a lot. So, anyways, and also this stupid monster, Palaviti. Um, she does awaken standby, but she doesn't. She only hits one time, so yeah. All right, so that's it for monsters. So for monsters again, we like Cecilia, Leviathan, Siegfried, and Frigga, and of course, Ariel. Okay, let's go to armors. Which is my favorite armors? I actually don't have a favorite armor. Actually, they're all pretty cool. Stellar armors, the damage down reduction is super OP when it comes to the tanking life, especially if you're questing elemental runs, 40 cost runs, trying to survive in guild battle, trying to do collar survival. These are great gears to have. You do need two of them. Skill 7 reduces damage, makes you super tanky. So yeah, they're pretty cool. Another armor you will need or want is opening resurrection. If you're able to get these over resurrection gears, they're pretty OP. Awesome. So, and then my favorite armor, actually, I do have a favorite armor, is these heal up constants. You need two of them. They don't have to be skill 7. They can be just regular skill 5. So there's no need for you to upgrade them to skill 7. You do need two of them. What makes them OP, one of my favorite gears to use for any event, guild battle, 40 cost, anything I do, except for crystal, because crystal doesn't matter what you wear on on this. But when it comes to armors, you do want these heal ups, because what they do, they kind of neglect hero mode and increases your HP recovery from heals dramatically. So before these were introduced, you had your cleric had it. If you want a hero on, your cleric also had to be hero, and they also had to be awakened. So they had to be hero awakened to be able to heal the hero mode. So, and if you had two heroes on, that neglects your healing 100%. So if you have these HP up gears on, they automatically counteracts the hero mode detriment when it comes to healing. So these are really OP to have. Super awesome. Best gears. So if you do have a chance to spawn for these gears, I do recommend you getting them. If they're in a treasure spawn, you don't need that. If the monster's not super OP, go for the armors instead. Go for the helmet, go for the armor, go for whatever. So as long as you get these heal ups on, you do need two of them. They're OP. Alright. And then we got reflection reduction. These are OP. They come in many different types. The first ones actually came a couple years ago in the Valentine event. Not many people have them, actually. My old guild leader, before he retired from the game, he got like two of them, and he fully infused them. And he really didn't use them because there wasn't many questing or people that had mirror to worry about mirrors. And if they did, people were kind of avoiding them. Like, for instance, you're questing that Doolahans, they do that 10 stack mirror. People used to avoid that, or mages to bring starbursts, soldiers to bring raid slash. Then you got the cats. So for the longest time, reflect wasn't such a big deal because people learned how to go around that. Now, with the introduction of reflection reduction, you don't have to worry about that. You just need two of them. Skill 5 reduces all damage from reflect to 1. That means you can attack whoever, whatever. And now that crystals are able to, in guild battle, crystals are able to have reflect on. Having these reflection reductions is very important if you're a backline. Now, if you're frontline, you gotta choose between a reflection reduction and a damage down constant. So So it's going to be a 50-50 chance. When you're hitting that crystal, there's that mirror might pop up. You don't got no piercer mode on, and if you don't got the reflection reduction on, and you're still trying to build that uni, you're going to die. You're not going to get that uni because you don't got the reflection reduction on. So anyways, reflection reduction is pretty cool. One of the better gears to have on. Alright, now you have the Almighty Cut, defensive open the damage, the barrier, opening barrier. Actually, Almighty Cut's it's called opening barrier. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You don't really need it. If you do want these opening like defensive stuff like barrier, and you're using for a particular purpose, like for Colo, you do have to accompany them. You got to stack them up a certain way. You can have opening barrier, opening counter, counter heal, and you have opening res, but you also want to bring concentration, opening concentration, so that way it procs the main slots. So if you want your main slotted gears to be something like damage down or nulls, you want to bring this for that, and the Secret Platinum gears. Now, why did I mention this with the opening barrier? Because you need this proc to proc your main slot, so that way you're able to tank more. So as long as you're able, like for instance, you have damage down as a main slot, like from the assassin gear or the new light gear or whatever, any kind of damage down gear, you want it to proc more, and this concentration will help you proc that, and that opening barrier will reduce the damage from the opponent, which makes this Sacred Platinum armor OP. So anyways, a lot of the gears you have for openers do stack, and it's just how you want to stack them. You know what I mean? All right, let's damage down right here. So after that, let's go to then we got the null, the magic null, the physical null, or whatever. Then we got these art of physical down. There's also magical down too. These are uni gain. What makes these particular gears good is because they proc defensive. So if you want if you want this one, the turbulent armors, they proc physical defense. Now the mechanic armors, they proc magic defense. So it depends if you want to proc magic defense or if you want to proc against physical defense, which one you want to use. And they give you Unigain by 5. Was it? Has it always been 5? I guess one is 3. Okay. Now, what I like next is the Chronos gears. Why I like Chronos gears is because this is a pure Unigain ability gear. It procs against all attacks, 5 per attack. So if you get hit by a magic attack and you get hit by a physical attack, it's gonna proc 10 Unigain instead of 5. Now, if you have the turbulent armor on, not only procs against physical, so any magical damage that hits you, it won't proc in Unigain. So you have to wait for a physical to hit you. But Chronos gears, they're procs against all physical and magical attacks. So you're gonna gain that Unigain immediately. So that's why I like the Chronos gears. They're pretty OP. Okay. Other than that, there's not really much. You got the counter heal, opening counter heal. They're pretty good, I guess. You got these bulwark, the light. You got the light. You got the fire. You got the dark. You got the star. You got the time. Blah 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 blah. They're all basically the same thing. They're like They're like enhanced blessings for that element. So it's like whatever. They're okay. All right, let's go to headgears. Now I don't have that many headgears to pick from, but here's the other heal up I got. So Almighty Cut. I do like this helmet though. This is a cool cosmetic helmet. It's Almighty Cut Triple X Double XL. It costs 38. I do like it. It's pretty cool. I like the tiny little crown, that little head thingy, and the little tilted up. It's pretty OP. This cosmetic's not OP. I got the Chronos, got my Magic Null, 5. My physical is only at, it's only at 4, but it's whatever. Okay. Probably my first fully infused are these status null element gears. I got one for the helmet and one for the armor. The armor one is a dress, that's water element, and this is just non-elemental low cost, which makes it OP. So you're able to equip a lot of gears. Lower cost gears that proc a good proc is super rare, and having the status element procs is OP, especially when it comes to certain quests where the first wave is all status elements. It's important to have these gears on your main slot. So yeah, OP. Not many people have them fully infused, and then especially don't have them at low cost. So probably one of my favorite gears right there. Any kind of damage up you do have, they're always good. Assassin damage down. Any kind of reflect is also pretty good. Again, reflect's pretty good. Alright, let's look at weapons. Favorite type of weapons. Alright, the highest stat weapon I have right now is my Nebula Staff. This is a crystal staff for protecting against crystal. So for any crystal assault you do, this is OP. It's from Morbius. I spent a lot of ethers. I didn't think 18 would jump to 35 to 37 in like a span of like 1 month, which totally irritated me because I spent a lot of ethers building this particular staff. But it's whatever. Pretty OP to have. The next OP stat to have is the flute staff. So flute weapons, any flute weapons is high stat gear. So if you're able to get these, get them. They're high stat gears. But what comes to my favorite procting staffs, let's take a look at, where is it? This one right here. The Zodiac Rod. Any Zodiac gear that procs. Why I love these, because they're a sacred seal of magic. They proc cost recovery and cost reduction by 20%. So if they proc, you get 5 costs and reduces your ability by 20%. If you're able to get 2 of them, they do stack, just like the regular stellar weapons. They do stack. So you already have 2 of them, makes you OP. Because I have 2 of the stellar staffs, but I do not have 2 of these Zodiac staffs. So this is my favorite staff in the game because of its proc, cost reduction, and cost recovery. So I always main slot that. The next staff is the Art of Attack, which procs Unigain by 3 for every time I use an ability. Now all the art weapons, they do proc the same thing. They're both chance to massively increase damage, physical and magical damage when using an ability. So you're able to use any of these for any class. If you have the relic, you use for whatever class. The staff, the sword, the lance, they all proc the same thing. So they're pretty cool. Then after that, I used to love these stellar staffs, but the kind of, 32 cost is not that great anymore. Anything lower than 35 cost is not that great anymore. So yeah, we're gonna, the Avengers Pride is a nice proc too. Chance to master increased magic damage when using ability for every 5% reduction in HP. Ability power is boosted 5 up to max plus 50. So this increases your ability power by up to 50 depending on how much HP you have off. So it's pretty good damaging weapon. Mechanical weapons. It's pretty cool too. Let's see. Getting game by 3, just like the art of war staffs. This is a conjure weapon for lunatic, ray, and siphon. You know, it's like meh. Like this weapon, any of these 37 cost weapons, they usually slaughter. You know what I mean? I mean, this is the only decent one in the 37 I came across. Mostly because it increases your elemental by 2, the fire elemental by 2 from the gaze. So it's basically because it's the proc, the sub ability, which makes it good. All the other ones are kind of like mirror, urgency. Ain't nobody use urgency as a mage. Who's using urgency? The light stuff, it's okay. The elemental of the falling flowers at 20% increase in magic attack and magic defense for 20 seconds. That's okay. It's a good ability. I mean, this is still the best staff in the game, in my opinion. Followed by the highest stat in the game with Avengers Pride. And of course, you know, the crystal staff, which is the highest stat. Any crystal weapon is the highest stat weapon. So, anyways, yeah. So, anyways, I think that's it. So, yeah.